Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us this Thursday morning. Can't believe it's Thursday already. We've got a brilliant day lined up for you. A fantastic day of shows. A little bit later on, got 60-minute deals. I'll tell you more about that later. And a masterclass, which is all going to kind of hang around what we're doing in this first show today. Something a little bit special. It is Craft Your Summer. Yes, I know the weather's been sort of fairly summery recently, but we're hopefully going to bring the summer into your craft room over the course of this next hour. And this is a show for everybody, right? Doing some crafts which potentially you might not have seen before. Maybe if you are an experienced crafter and you're looking for something a little bit different to do, hopefully we've got something which you'll love to attempt from this show. And indeed, if you are fairly new as well, little demonstrations which might help you to get your craft on and get you going in the world of craft. Loads of inspiration coming up on the show. I'm sure there'll be one or two laughs as well, but lots to get you inspired and helping you to get your summer on in the craft room. Also coming up during the show, we are going to give you the opportunity to win as well. Sarah has picked some of her favourite collections, which we are going to give you the opportunity to win. I'll tell you how you can do that in just a little while, but it is not me on my own over the course of this show. Not like last night. No, I'm not doing that again. I'm delighted to say that the lovely Debbie Fisher is here, looking very summery and ready to craft up a summery storm, Debbie.
I'm ready to party with my strawberry bunting. How cool is this? On Monday, so we are giving you sneaky peeks as well today, we are bringing to you some fabulous treat boxes. So I thought, let's get the summer started with making these unique boxes. I thought if we get you a sneaky peek today, then you'll want to come back on Monday and you'll want to buy these boxes. Look how cute they are. You could be making a lemon, a melon and a strawberry, which I absolutely love. And you've seen that bunting. I've got many more samples to show you of these, but we've got the 3 designs to be creative with. And also I thought it's the time at the corner of my eye I'm seeing this something bobbing up and down, so but let me just show you something before we go. Stop it. We're going to be making cake toppers.
Oh, nice.
Look how cute these are. Now, I was asked to do these. Now, how on earth have we not done cake toppers before?
Oh, yeah.
Because these are so cute. Look, I've done them so you can see them all the way around. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to be making some butterfly ones in sort of the next sort of 15 minutes. So, yeah, come back and, well, don't go away. Just sit and wait and we will do them for you. But anyway, Ben's having a play over there.
Seriously, just like parrots just randomly flown in. Look, he's flying away now. He's a polygon. The polygon. Oh no, he's going to come back again. Shake your tail feather, producer Johnny. Oh, absolutely. Look at this, no expense spared. You got a parrot dangling down. Thanks to Liam, by the way, for sorting this out. I think this parrot's appeared on before. Is this the same one that's usually on the shows when we do summary stuff?
I think I've seen him on the Crafters TV sign before. Has he been up there, I think, before?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But it's with me now, just hanging out. There you go. Who's a pretty boy? Thank you for those of you who are already in. It is going to pay for you to comment on this show, and I'll tell you what words you do need to comment if you want to be in with a chance of winning, but we'll say a few hellos. Trudy Bickham says, good morning, everyone. Hello, Trudy. Radical Rachel on the socials for this one. Nicola Hurton says, good morning, everyone. Hello, Nicola. Hello, Alison Mason, who says, good afternoon, all. I just had to dash downstairs for the postie, but can now sit down to watch. Ness Stewart, hello Ness, says good afternoon from sunny Kirkcaldy in Scotland. Easy for me to say. Colleen Pasali says good morning from Disney World. That is so showbiz. What you going on today? You'll have to let us know. Carolyn Wilson says good morning Ben. Hello from Florida. I really enjoyed your show yesterday. Please make it a regular feature. Thank you, Carolyn. Tell the bosses. Tara Baldwin says hello lovelies. These new sets are fantastic. Michael Adams says good afternoon to Ben and Debbie. Hello, and Kathy Green from Mechanicsburg. Don't worry, she's got questions already about the boxes. We will chat more about those to Debbie in just a little while. I'm going to start off with the cake toppers, but as I've mentioned in this show, your chance to win. Sarah has picked her sort of favourite summer bundle, if you like, and I'll be going through that for you a little bit later on. But if you want a chance of winning that bundle, all you need to do is comment the word summer. That's it. SUMM. summer. So comment in the show and you could be a winner. That's all you need to do, along with the usual questions and banter, of course, as well. Right, if you're ready. Are you ready? He's ready. We're going to start off first of all, and this is such a lovely idea. And like Debbie says, I can't believe that we've never done this before. But Debbie's going to show us how to make some cake toppers.
I'm super excited. Cake toppers are just one of those things that are super easy to do, because if you are a crafter and you love die cutting, you have got so many dies in your collection that you're going to absolutely love to use for these. And anything goes, anything works, which is amazing. So I'm going to start because I've got my butterfly kaleidoscope out. Now, just because I've got a whole array of butterflies here, doesn't mean you can't use any butterfly dies that you've got in your stash. This one in particular works really well, and I'm going to show you how to do this one. In fact, let's cut a couple out while we're doing them, and we can make a couple. So we're just going to cut these ones out. I'm going to bring my Gemini Mini into play as well, because super easy to do. And then what I've also took, do you remember we had the two-tone sort of ombre pads? This one is the ombre pads that I'm using in the pink, and then I've also cut some, these are all offcuts that I had in my bit box, so I'm going to use these as well, because they look really pretty because they've got that ombre sort of colour about them. So let's start off. We'll do the pink one in this one, and I'm going to cut through two pieces in one pass. So let's just pop them onto there. Because it's paper rather than cardstock, but you can cut them onto card as well. And then we're just going to run those ones through.
Good morning, Daisy says, good morning on this lovely summer morning. And Samantha Cook has just said, I cannot wait to see how to make cake toppers. They're so expensive to buy, she says.
Yes, they are.
They are, aren't they?
They're really expensive to buy. And honestly, when I was doing them, I just thought, I can't believe I've not done them before.
Yeah.
My grandchildren would love doing these to put on their cakes and have their individual cake toppers. And you can literally do them with whatever you want to do. And if you want them to last a bit longer, give them a spray with our Spray and Shine.
Oh, yeah.
And that would give them a coating on top, and that will they'll absolutely be perfect for that.
Perfect.
So cut through two in one go. So just part that one. There we go. Another one there. The reason I've done two is because I want them to back on. So this is another tip here, Ben.
Yeah.
Not all dies are reversible, because these ones are. So what's the word where they're the same on each side? They're the same, like if you turn them back to front.
Yeah, it's not symmetrical, is it? It's, well, they're just matching.
Yeah, I can't think what it is. I can't think what the word is.
But we know what you mean.
Sorry?
We know what you mean.
Yes. So what might happen, you might see one side. So the best way to do it with is maybe a flower die. So like a flower die like this, when you cut it out, might not be the same when you turn it the opposite way round.
Got
so
you.
almost like the reflection.
Yeah.
So if that happens, you would then just die cut it out, but turn it the opposite way. And the reason I want to do that is because I've just got some cocktail sticks. So I've just pinched these from at home. We had a little pot of cocktail sticks. I've got a cocktail stick. And we've got our dies. Now, the reason I like this one is this is a really cool one because it makes a 3D butterfly. So all we're going to do with this one is take both pieces, and I'm going to put some red liner tape down.
Yeah.
Now, red liner tape is super strong, so you want to use it because of its sticky sort of value. They're not going to come apart. But what you also want to do is, if you haven't got red liner tape, if you've got a hot glue gun, that would work as well.
Okay.
But because it's only a small amount of glue that we need, a hot glue gun probably is too thick when it comes out. So you just want to put a little piece just on the inside like that. And I'm going to do the same on the opposite side as well. And then what you do need is your tacky glue and your little intricate tip nozzle glue. So I'm going to bring this one in as well, because I only want a small piece of glue. So the first thing I want to do is make sure that we burnish that tape down. It'll make it easier to take it off, lift up the carrier sheet. And then I also want to use just the glue on the outside. So I'm going to first of all take out that top carrier sheet off the top. So let's just take that off. You can see it comes off really easy if you've burnished that down.
Yep.
Like so. Oh, took the whole thing off there. That one didn't work so well. Let's do it from the other way. There's always one come off really easy, and then the other one doesn't want to lift.
There you go.
We got there. So once we've done that, I'm going to then place my stick right in between. So you can put it wherever. So if you want a longer stick, then you put it sort of halfway if you want to put the stick fully on there. So we'll put it just on the end, just going to hold that into place there. Now because it's stuck on that side, the reason we've put one on this side, it's stick on both sides.
Yeah.
But I also want to secure it. So what I want to do is bring in my butterfly. This has got 3 parts to it. It's got this outside piece here. So I'm just going to put my glue around that area, and just what I'm going to do with this one is bring that one in, so I know when I'm sticking them together it'll only stick to that outside area, and that's where your little intricate bottle comes into place. So I'm going to put a little bit on its antennae there, or antennas, and then we're just going to go around that edge. And this is why these bottles are invaluable, because they are so good, yes, at putting the glue exactly where you need it. Precision at its best. So just round the edge there. And then what I would do is, I'm just going to use another piece of card. Because it's tacky glue, leave that for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's just a bit of card that I've got there that I'm wafting. Because that'll make it go tacky and quicker to stick.
Right.
And then I'm going to place this down. First of all, I'm going to use my outside edge to stick. So we're just going to place that on one edge first. Because if you've got that, because they're identical, cut onto there, it will go directly where I need it to go.
Yeah.
And then I can then place that top bit glued, the little antennas, and onto that one, like so. So all I'm doing is sticking to the actual edge. So now I've got that secured on the outside, and I've got that secured in the middle. So I'm just making sure I rub any glue I've got off my fingers, and then push that piece down in the middle, and that will really secure those pieces together. And then what you do is you pull these pieces out, do the same all the way round, and you make this beautiful 3D topper.
Very cute.
Like that. And then our next one. Oh, we've missed one. There's one in the middle there, like so, and that one there.
Almost feel like you could go into your summer cocktails as well.
Ah, I love that idea. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like a little umbrella with an olive on the bottom or something like that, you know.
And then if we look at that.
Look at that.
How cool is that?
That's so cool.
And then you would just then take your cupcake and pop that one in the top of your cupcake, so you've got the little one. And then if we do this one just to make another different one, and you could do exactly the same, and because they're butterflies, it means that you can do them in different ways. You can leave the actual butterfly wings to actually just flutter around the edges, and then I will show you the other ones that I've done, because whatever dies that you've got in your stash, you're going to be able to use them. So let's take those ones out. Just going to take all those mini pieces out.
Yeah, like you say, any dies really would work. It just may be that sometimes you can't double them up if they don't match, as we were saying earlier on.
Well, I'm going to show you a way to do that as well.
Oh.
So there is, yes, there are ways to do that. So in fact, I'll show you some finished ones in a second. We're just going to pop this in, do exactly the same. So we're going to use all these pieces. Use our red liner tape. So I'm using our 3mm, which is a great one to have. You'll find that on the website. So just trim that. I mean, it couldn't be more simpler, could it? Just add in a bit of die cutting, add in a bit of red liner tape, and a cocktail stick in between.
That's why, I mean, I'm so surprised that we've never thought to do this before, actually.
Yeah, it's such a lovely idea. We can't take credit. It was our lovely Piper who's in the office. She gave us some ideas of what she would have liked on the show. Yeah. And and just said, can we get some done? And I was like, I love this idea. And actually I was showing Sheila earlier, and she come up with a really good idea of putting them in your sandwiches as well, when you do little kids' parties and things, which I thought was a really good idea. So again, I'm not going to stick the middle section. I'm only just going to lay this one over the top, like so, because that piece will stick, and then your wings then can come out as well.
Brilliant.
So you've now got another different type of one, like so.
Love it.
Pop that one inside.
Are those cakes fresh?
They are fresh today. Yes, our Christina has made the cakes. And then if I show you these ones, so I've done with, you know, the coastal collection.
Oh, brilliant.
So I made a little star and the seahorse.
Yeah.
Now, you can't, because you can't stamp the opposite way of the seahorse.
Yeah.
There is a way around that. You can stamp onto a brayer and then you can reverse the image.
Yes.
So there is a way to do that, but that's a lot of faff. All you have to do is die cut it, because it comes with a die, and then you put that on the back. So it hides that, and I've done the same with the star. You just pop that on the back. So now we've got our two little toppers with just the die cut on the back, because it doesn't matter then. And then you've got those, they could go in your sandwiches, you could have all different themes. So whatever dies, whatever themes you've got in your set, you can now use to do all your cake toppers. If you want them bigger, look at our daisy one. That's from our daisy one. So I've made a daisy one. Just add your leaves to them, the sentiments in the middle. They're all just going to look fabulous. And I love this one as well, where we've just done our sunflower in the middle. So lots of different ways that you can do them. Just try them, try your die cuts and see what you come up with.
Absolutely brilliant. Paul Prince says, Ben is eyeing those cupcakes. How could you tell? How could you tell? Our producer Johnny is just saying he's having one because he missed out on Craig's cake yesterday.
Yeah, I did too.
I didn't have any of that cake.
No, I didn't have any cake.
I think he shuffled off with a whole lot of it, you know.
Did he take it all?
I think he must have done. Craig, if you're watching, you know when people give you cake, it doesn't mean the whole cake is actually for you. You share it out with people as well, yeah? Unbelievable.
We can all have a cupcake.
Exactly right. So clever, says Sandra, using some of our stash to make cake toppers. Yeah, and also, you know, I said, obviously, you could put them in your cocktails, but you could do the same thing, couldn't you? As Rachel was just chatting about, if you bought some straws.
Yes.
You could stick one either side of straws to go in the drink.
That's a brilliant idea. Yes, love that. Do you know what? I never thought about that. Not last year. It was for my daughter's 21st birthday. We had a tropical themed party.
Yeah.
And I bought all the straws, and they had little pineapples that you sort of wrap round them and stuff. You could easily do that. Yeah, love that idea.
And the thing is, I think there's light bulb moments going off with everybody here. Like Ashley's saying, gosh, I never even thought to do that with the dies.
Yeah.
Hilary says, I'm making chrysanthemums with flower foam. I think it's going to take a while. Lol. Love this idea, says Nicola. You could do it for so many occasions. Yeah, you think about all the different dies that you've got that you could do this for. Yeah, adult parties, you know, grown-up parties, kids parties. Think of like, I just keep thinking about the little monsters that we've had recently, making some of those up and sticking those on straws, or cocktail sticks for kids parties. Hi to Alison Mason, who's joined us. Christine says, I've missed it. When do the fruit boxes go on sale? That is on Monday. You'll be able to get those fruit boxes. We'll be looking at those very shortly. And I've seen your question as well, Kathy, which I'll ask Debbie when we get round to the boxes. And Karen says you could stamp on a silicone mat and then put your paper over that for a mirror image. Good idea. And thank you to Daisy Wrench, who's written a little poem. Summer's calling, feel the beat. Ben's flipping burgers in the summer heat. Debbie's laughing, splashing summer flair. Sarah's got summer sunshine in her hair. It's a summer song at the craft along.
Oh, I love that.
Thanks,
it's very
Daisy.
clever. It's very nice.
You guys. Don't forget, whilst you're watching the show as well, if you comment the word summer, then you're in with a chance of winning Sarah's Summer Picks bundle, which I believe includes this, doesn't it? So basically, just type in the word summer into the comments and you could be the winner of the bundle. I mean, this watercolour waves pad is just absolutely incredible. Sold out, didn't it, I think, initially, and then got it back. I think it might have even sold out again. Just the most beautiful colours, beautiful ombres, rainbows. Got that sort of oil slick effect going on in here as well. You've got in here 12 designs, 2 of each, 250 GSM. I mean, absolutely stunning. Some of the most beautiful cardstock I think that we've ever done. So that is in that bundle, which you could be winning as one of Sarah's picks. Also in said bundle, which I haven't seen before. I think this launched, it must have been the week that I was off, but it is the everyday scene dies, which are coming up for you a little bit later on. So in each of the sets, so basically a masterclass tonight, we are going to be bringing you loads of deals of items from this show. Debbie's here, also Sheila will be in as well. But you can make these beautiful scenes. So you've got that summer, yes you have, Summer Blessing, which is that beautiful church and sort of forest scene. This one's super cute, under the sea. So you've got the different fish, the little coral reef going on there. Yeah, and again, you could use a little fish there as a cake topper. You've also got your fairy garden. So again, another scene. I mean, there's loads of dies within each one. That one's got 4 in it. This scene here is the fairground, so 5 dies there. You could mix and match that up, couldn't you, with elements from your vintage carnival, which is also coming up for you a little bit later on masterclass. This is rather nice. This is your tranquil garden. Look at those beautiful gates there. Looks a little bit like the entrance to the driveway to my house. Love the fact you've got the little kitty cat there as well, the little pot of flowers. And then this one, the lighthouse, again, going to work really nicely with the hundreds of people who bagged that coastal collection the other day. The busiest launch of the last few months, that one. And so that one will work really, really nicely. If you missed out on the coastal collection, stand by because that is coming your way again in masterclass a little bit later on. This bundle, by the way, which we're going to be bringing to you later on, also includes the Colorista colour pencils. You've got 10 sheets of your beautiful red cardstock and one of our tote bags as well. As I say, that bundle coming up for you a little bit later on tonight on Masterclass, but another one of Sarah's picks. So as I say, if you win that bundle a little bit later on, loads of those elements are going to be part of that winning bundle. Just comment summer if you want to be in with a chance of winning. The cowboy hat from the Western collection would be good for Hindu, says Rebecca. Paw Print says, Ben, a great crafty idea, boys' birthdays for the monsters. You could use anything, couldn't you? Think of all the dies you've got. You've got those cake toppers, sandwich toppers, straws for all occasions. Tracy said, I made shaker numbers with the big number dies. To be fair, I stuck them everywhere, but onto long straws and cocktail sticks for the cakes. And Cara says, what about a flamingo on cocktails?
Oh, I love that.
Absolutely brilliant. Keep the comments coming through. Keep commenting summer. I know a lot of people very excited about this next craft which we're going to show you. These will actually launch on Monday as the weekly wonder, and it's the fruity fruit boxes. Yes. Debbie.
Yes, fruit boxes. Aren't they just incredible? I'm going to show you some of the samples. I'm going to start with the lemon because it says it's a lemon, so that's a lemon.
Yeah.
A lemon box. What about orange one?
Yeah.
What about
a lime?
A grapefruit.
Oh, grapefruit.
What about a lime?
Yes.
I mean, how incredible is that?
That is
so
brilliant.
Even though it's a lemon one, but then what about bringing it into summer? Because this is what it's all about. Look at this. This is a napkin holder.
I love that.
How absolutely beautiful is it's just so clever. So clever. I absolutely love that. What about a little sweetie bag holder?
That's cute.
How cute is that? So amazing. What about making a card out of it? So you haven't just got to make the boxes, you can actually be making cards out of that. And I love this one because whoever's done this, who's Nicola Armstrong, she's done all the sentiments that go with it all the way round. Squeeze me, the zest is yet to come, squeeze the day. I just love that. I think they're absolutely beautiful. So the lemon one, I think, will be the one that flies out the door. But if you do want all of them, we've got the melon. So here's the melon box. So it comes in 2 parts. I'm going to show you all of them come in 2 parts. So you literally make the bottom and the top. So they're proper boxes.
So that answers Kathy's question. She says, how do the boxes open? Is it a separate lid?
Yeah, completely separate, which I love that we've done that. So, and we're keeping the cost down because we're doing it in template form, which is amazing. And we've got, look at that. I mean, it's got a little holder on it. I just think they're amazing, absolutely amazing. But you can make cards out of them as well, so whichever one you have. I adore this next one. Look at this.
Oh,
look at that.
Brilliant.
Nicola Armstrong's done that one again. I mean, how fabulous is that card? It's absolutely brilliant.
That's one of the Rick Rack dies, is it? Let's cut that.
No, I wouldn't say it is because the Rick Rack would go in a straight line. That one goes round. It could be our circle punch.
Okay.
I think that's possibly what it is, a circle punch that's just gone into it a couple of times in different directions. So yeah, absolutely
Clever.
love that one. And then you've got the strawberry. The strawberry one is super cute. I could have really done with this in May because it was my little granddaughter's birthday and I had to make a strawberry because I didn't have a strawberry because she is a strawberry monster. She loves them. Love this as well, being able to make cards out of them. And look at this one. What about a shaker card made with it? It's just so cute. So many different things that you can be doing with them. So, and I have lots more samples to show, but I figure we've got to show you, we've got to leave some for on Monday. Right, let's get started. I'm going to use the lemon one, and what you get with all of them is this. So you get your set of dies, you also get your sentiments, and you get your templates as well. So your templates will tell you exactly what you've got here. You've got your lid, you've got your lid, you've got your base, and you've got your base. So instead of doing them in die form, which then would work out a lot of pennies, we've done these as templates that are super easy to do. Now, I've already cut out and done my base just to make it a little bit quicker, but I'm going to do this fully from start to finish so you can see exactly how you do them. And then you've got your sentiments here: squeeze the day, live your zest life, and the zest is yet to come. So brilliant sentiments that we've got on there. Now, I'm using two coordinating colours of cardstock, which I've just took from one of our linen packs. I can't even remember which one it's from, to be honest, but you'll have lots of yellow. And do you know what's funny, Ben, is yellow cardstock is the one we leave in the pad the most. It's very unused linen yellow cardstock.
Why is that?
I don't know, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to ask you out at home. Let me know if you use it. If you look for yellow cardstock, it's the one you got the most of in all your pads.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and I don't know why that is. I think yellow is just not a colour we tend to use very much on cards. Like, I can't really remember using yellow on a card. I can't remember.
A really good
Mine
point,
would
actually.
be pinks and greens and blues. People very rarely use their yellow, so you should find that you'll have lots of yellow cardstock.
Coming to its own in this collection, won't it?
It certainly will, yes. So I'm going to use my darker one to cut out my dies. So this one we're going to place onto here. So you're going to cut out your dies. These are going to be your embellishments. You can do these in any colour. If you're going to do a lime, obviously do the green. You could do them more white or a sort of lighter lemon. So I'm going to pop that to the side, and then we're going to draw around these ones. So I'm going to start with, let's try and find so I can reuse my card. I reckon, no, I'm not going to attempt that. We'll just pop it on this side. So I'm just going to place that onto my edge like so, and I'm doing it right to the edge because then that way I've only got to cut my lines here.
Yeah.
So we're just going to start with holding that down, taking that side piece. Now all of these boxes work in the same way. They all have templates that have this edge. And I know this looks really daunting that you've got to cut these all out, but I'm going to show you in the simplest form of how easy they are to do. And if you do it this way, you just won't go wrong.
I know someone will probably ask, so I'll ask anyway. Could you run these templates through your machine to emboss rather than pencil?
Yeah, if you want the lines to emboss. I can never see the lines properly when I emboss. But you can absolutely do that if that's how you do it. It's only because the studio lights are quite bright.
Yeah.
At home, you might be able to, so sometimes you have to turn things a different way to see the line. So you would probably be able to do that at home. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with this one as well.
It's funny, so Rachel says, I have a ton of yellow and orange card from paper pads dating back to when I joined the DT in 2019.
Yep.
Tracy says, yellow and orange cardstock and papers left always.
Yep.
But then, and Hannah says, I use a load of yellow as it's one of my favourites. And Kim says, I use yellow all the time as I'm a sunflower girl.
Ah, there you go.
So a bit of a mixture.
Yeah, a bit of a mixture. But it is, for me, it's the colour that I always find that I have.
Yeah.
Right, now, Ben, I am better with a craft knife than what I am a scissors. So especially when you're doing a curve. So I always just make sure that I've gone fully into my card and I'm not moving my hand, I'm moving my cardstock.
Okay.
And I just find this, I get a much easier, nicer line. Now this line doesn't have to be perfect because it's the one that you're going to be sticking these pieces to. All will become clear.
Right.
So I am someone that just prefers to use a craft knife. So let's just go down there and then onto this one. But when you're going for straight edges, then obviously switch to your scissors.
Yeah.
So take that one out. And then with this one, we're just going to trim up to there and to there. And then just cut across there. And that doesn't have to be, see, it doesn't have to be that neat because these are the pieces that are going to tuck in, so you won't see any of those. Now, what we're also going to do is we're going to score before we do any more cutting. Now, I think this is quite important with this one, so I'm just going to grab my scoreboard. When you're scoring, so I'm just going to place it to the end here, grab my scoring tool, and we're just going to score there, which is 1 3/4 inch on here. Now I'm scoring it on the side that my line is, but I'm then going to turn it over because the way I want to fold it, you always fold from that line, and I want the inside to be my line mark.
Right.
Because so you won't see it. So let's pop that to the side. So that's the line we're doing there. And then I'm just going to rub out that line anyway.
Oh, okay.
So that can be gone. Be gone with you line.
Be gone.
Just to
dark line.
give it a bit of a neater. Doesn't need to be perfect. I've just drawn on myself. Got a nice pencil line up there.
Lucky pup.
Right, now the reason I do this, Ben, so we're going to just fold that over here. Because if you fold the opposite way, it cracks because I'm using linen cardstock, so I want to make sure my fold was in the right place. The other thing is, I don't want to cut my line, so these are guidelines. We have only put these in. You can't, can you see that they should go right to the line?
Yeah.
But when you're penciling them in, your pencil doesn't go right to the line. So what you're going to do here is take your little snips and you're going to literally cut off that triangle, but only to the line. So can you see? So they're just guidelines. Doesn't matter if you do them a little bit more. You don't want to go over that line. Then that way, when your line is folded, you won't see anything on there. So it's a really good tip to make sure that you score it first and then do your snips afterwards. And this, you can literally cut them off completely. I mean, it's so simple. And definitely use your little snips. I mean, if you use your bigger scissors, it just means it's a bit harder to get into.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, you can use whatever's at hand.
Hillary's just said, I use mostly purples and dark colours. I very rarely use yellow. There you go. And Alison says, my yellow card box has the least amount in it, not because I use it more, but I find it hard to match up yellows.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many different colours, aren't there? So, but you're going to use all your yellows now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So once you've got to this point, we're just going to manipulate our card, just giving it a little curve, like so. Because it's this bit with all of them, so whichever ones you're using, this is the one that's going to curve in. Can you see now that we're able to move that in because of all those pieces at the side? So we've made it super easy for you. And then all I'm going to do now, I'm just going to trim out the little pieces at the side here. And we're also going to score these as well. So just bringing that scoreboard back in.
Is this like the perfect weight to be using as far as cardstock's concerned for these?
No, you can use any weight.
Anything you want?
Any weight at all. So normally we would say not to use such a thick weight in cardstock because bending it, but because of the how it works, it doesn't matter. Even if this is 300 GSM, it's going to work brilliantly.
Yeah.
So because it literally can curl right in, and anything that curls really round, like the strawberry one. So where's the strawberry box? Can't find a strawberry box now. There it is. This one, let me just open it up for you. Now, we've layered another piece of card inside so you can't see it. But that curl is the same as this, but it's because these go under each other. Show it that way. You can curl them right round. Look, can you see how it creates that box there? So you can see it over. So really, really easy. It does look a bit like shark teeth.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, super, super easy to do. I feel like the mechanics of it, we've got spot on.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be amazing. So what we're doing now is I'm just making sure we've got those score lines. This is where your line on your board will become invaluable, because we are just do that, and then I'm going to turn that over and score it the opposite way now, just because I want to fold it that way. And then again on that line, and then that way you don't get to see anything else on there. So just a case of scoring those lines, and then I can fold those ones in like so. Right, so we've got our pieces done. I've also got another one which we've done, which is our base. Now this is another tip I would say, when you come to putting them together, once you've done one, write base on it, or lid, whichever one it is, and write base. So I know these are my base pieces. It's like, do you know when we make so with our scoreboard, we've got a lid and a base side. One is slightly bigger than the other side, so you need to remember which one is which.
It's a good tip, because we've seen it happen, haven't we?
Absolutely, and I would be definitely the person that's going to do it, wouldn't I? So once you've done that, we now need to start gluing this together. So this piece is going to glue to this piece on the side. So that's the first bit that I'm going to do, is this side bit. So I am using tacky glue. I would say it takes that little bit longer to grab. You could use little pins, you know, our quilting clips.
Oh, quilting clips, yeah.
They'd be perfect for that. But I am just going to use my glue and hold that together, just that first one. So once you've got that one together, then you can start placing all your other pieces. So it's just holding that together. So if you've got the quilting clips, just hold that one. You could put red liner on this one as well, which would make it really easy to do. Red liner tape would be perfect for this. I just feel like it would take a long time to put a little red liner tape on all those pieces and then take all the backings off.
How long does the tacky glue take to dry?
So pretty much, that's okay now, I think, yeah. And then what I'm going to do is only do half at a time. So let me just pop that there so I don't lose my pin. And then we're just going to do the same with this one. So just taking that glue and popping that on each piece. Now because tacky glue will go tacky, I can do a few at a time. And then I also just want to take a little bit, just give that a little bit of a waft, because what that will do is dry the top a little bit, and it will make it go tackier. So then when you come to gluing, you're just going to follow that round. So we're just going to start by placing those ones on the side. Oh, I've done that wrong already. I should have put that on the inside, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Lots of people looking forward to picking these up, actually. Monday, these will launch. And Sandra just said, really good to see how templates work, as I took the plunge and bought the template library yesterday. Yeah, I mean, they are a really handy thing to have in your crafty stash, and as you've alluded to, Debbie, you know, they do make them more affordable for people as well, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I think crafting is so much fun that sometimes we can't afford everything.
No.
And it does dies, unfortunately, because they're metal, they put prices up on things. So I think it's really handy sometimes to cut that cost by having a template. I actually love templates. I tell you why I love templates. I feel like it makes us really be crafty.
Craft more.
I think,
craft
more.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, they give us inspiration. It means we can take our time a little bit more and just have a lot of fun with what we're doing. And I think we forget sometimes because we're so in a rush. And I wanted to show that these aren't 5-minute makes. These are going to take you, these are the ones that you're going to think, right, I'm going to have an afternoon in my craft room. I'm going to make one of these treat boxes, and I'm just going to really enjoy making it.
I do feel like it's a set, again, that you'll craft along with other people with as well. Maybe even if it's the kids or the grandkids, I feel like this is the kind of thing that might sort of spike their enthusiasm as well.
Totally, totally. So I'm just going to make sure that that side bit's put together, and then we're going to just push that one into place. Like so. And because it's tacky glue, that will allow you to push any bits out. So round this side bit, I can sort of see, I know it's hard to catch that on camera, but I can sort of push that out to make sure that that's all catching into place and where it needs to go. So there we go. So pretty much there. And then all I'm going to do is just take my scissors, actually my smaller scissors would be better. I'm just going to push that down to make sure that that's totally stuck down. And then that one is our box lid. So we've got our box lid sorted.
Nice.
And then we're going to do exactly the same with the base. So that one will be the sides. And then this one is going to go round like so. So let's do it. I'm going to actually do it a different way just to show. I haven't tried it this way, but just in case anyone's got red liner tape, let's try it with red liner tape.
Okay.
And do it that way. So this will go on the inside, so it'll be on that side. Let's pop that around.
I feel like you can make little cheese boxes with these as well.
Love
Did someone else say that earlier on? Yeah. So looking at that, and all I can see there is half an Edam.
Yes, but actually, this could be cake box, cheese
Could be a cake
box.
slice, couldn't it?
Yeah, that could be one as well. You could make that in yellow cardstock and do it as a cheese box.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, love that idea.
The next Cheester egg that I get you. Let's get one of those boxes.
My Cheester basket.
Cheester basket that I got you.
Have a Cheester box.
That was last year, wasn't it?
That was, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And then instead of sticking them down, I was thinking that's a bit of a faff to do all that, but what I'm going to do is put the red liner tape on this piece. As I was doing it, I thought actually the red liner tape is quite bendy, so you could put this all around the edges. I don't know, now I've never tried this, but in my head it's going to work.
Yeah. You've got to be more accurate though, haven't you, I suppose, using red liner tape?
Yes, you have, but the good thing is they don't stick fully in until you stick them down, so I think we might be all right. So let's see. If I feel like it's something that's too much of a faff, I promise I will let you know.
Yeah.
I'm always very open about things. So let's put that on the side, but it just takes a little bit longer with the glue, and I just figured it will be good to show you how this works by just using this. I'm going to take all the red liner tape off. What you could do actually, Ben, now you've said that, you could just take some of this off.
Do you know what I was about to say? Just peel a bit off at a time.
Yeah, so let's do that. So let's take the first bit off like so. And let's just pop that into a little bit at a
Remember,
time.
some people back along used to do that with mats and layers if they were using like a tape. So they just peel like a little bit of the tape off underneath so that they can make sure it was lined up and then peel it off as they stuck it down. Exactly what you were doing
That's
here.
That's right, yes. I remember that, yeah. I remember doing that myself. So that way we can then just do our first one, then the next one.
More faffy or less faffy?
Less, I think. Yeah. See, now we can pull that a bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is.
See, you're doing it quicker, aren't you?
Yes, it's much quicker because you're not having to hold it.
Yeah.
So, and it's just a case of bringing them round. And then I think what I'm going to do is just make sure that now I've got them in place, just come in and rub those down. Yeah, I think that's actually much easier. Let's just take that off now.
That's brilliant. I love the fact that we can try all these things for you on live TV as well.
Yeah, totally.
Then you know then when you get these home.
Oh, it's so much easier.
Yeah, you've done that much more quickly.
Yeah, and it's always good to show you all the different ways to do that in. Yeah, and then our last one in. There we go, look at that. So yes, the only thing you can't do, I would say, is like I could manoeuvre that and just get that a little bit tidier on the edge, but you haven't got to worry about the edges. This is the base anyway, but the edges, you've actually got a die that puts an edge around it. So I'm just making sure that's all fully in. So that one, apart from not tucking that piece in, that then, look at that, fits absolutely perfect. And then you've got your dies, Ben. So these ones here, so let's die cut these ones out.
Could be a taco, Liam. See, all these different things people are thinking of already.
Yes, I love that idea. Yes, definitely a taco. So many different things, couldn't it? I just think they're really cool boxes.
Very different.
Like, just to have summer boxes where you are creating something really super fun. The kids will absolutely love them, won't they?
Oh, so much so. There's loads of comments coming in as well. People looking forward to these launching on Monday. Can't wait for these to be finally available, says Victoria. My grandsons are always wanting to make boxes, says Sherry, and these will be perfect.
Oh, they will. My granddaughters will love them too.
Pamela says, I just adore these boxes. CC is so thoughtful and smart to design these with templates. Thank you, and I cannot wait to get them. Paul Prince says, Ben's crafty brain is in overdrive today. Yes, my small brain is in overdrive. And Karen says, a tip for red liner tape, don't push it down firm until you have it where you want it. Says a heat gun on low will also release it. So there you go. Love the fact that you guys share your tips with us as well.
Yeah, that's very true. A heat gun would be good as well. Now I did my this one right to the edge. In fact, I think it's cut that one off a bit, but I have got them here. But if you do this, Ben, and you put them right on, it cuts out a template. Now this template is brilliant. I'm going to show you on Monday how to make a card background with this, where you ink through it and you create a whole lemon background and then create the slice on top of the card. So I'm going to show you that on Monday. But yeah, don't waste that because that's a brilliant template.
Do you know what you could also use that for? You being a lover of board games, for anyone who loves Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, yes.
You could do the different colour sections, couldn't you, for Trivial Pursuit?
Oh, I love that. That's very cool. So this is your actual piece here that's going to go round the edge. So this will edge your box. So if you've had those rough edges, you haven't got to worry anymore because that's going to really neaten them up. And I am going to use my tacky glue for that as well because I can then manoeuvre it where I want it. So just put in that tacky glue all the way around the edge. And the little intricate bottle is good because you just get it exactly where you need it to be. And also it doesn't come out too much. You've got more control from the little bottles.
Yeah.
So you can see that would go straight round that edge there. I was just thinking I'd put it on the base, but I haven't. This is the one that goes over the top.
What's everyone putting in their boxes? That's what I want to know. What you're making these for and then what you're putting in them.
Do they still do the lemon slices? Do you remember the lemon and orange jelly slices?
Chewy, yeah.
No, they used to come in a circle tray and they come with the lemons and oranges all the way in jelly slices. They were slices
sugary
of
jelly.
Sugary jelly, yes.
Oh, I used to love those.
You could put them in there, but I don't know if they still sell them.
They must do, mustn't they? Surely.
I don't know. Have
Surely.
no idea. Surely. Yeah, I don't actually know.
Let us know. My nan used to love those.
Yeah,
jelly slices.
Yeah, my nan did too. That's how we used to have them. Now with these ones, I would always put your bottom ones in first. So put them in as sort of near to like the edges, like so you can see where they are. And then that way, when you're then placing the other two, it's much easier to line these up. The other way to do it, pop this back over the top, and then you can put them through and you would see exactly where to place them. So we're just going to place one.
Lots of people looking forward to Monday. Alexandra says, I hadn't planned on getting these fruit boxes. Oh dear, ...
Do you know what? When I'm going to be honest with you, Andrew, I was exactly the same. When we got them, they come like this, and I was just thinking, oh, like boxes, they look nice, but what would I do with them? And then you start using them and playing with them and creating these fun boxes.
They're really fun.
Especially these, when you can do an orange, you can do a lime, you can do all these different boxes and be really creative with them. But look how super easy they are to do.
Yeah.
And then literally they create those little boxes, which is amazing. So I think, yeah, anybody that was waiting to or thinking they might not want them, think again. I think you are going to absolutely want them. And to think that is one of the boxes that you can do. There's another two, and we're going to be showing you how to do them on Monday.
A brilliant collection, loads of you loving that. Crafty Angie says, Ben, I was searching the website for these boxes. Then you said launching Monday. Phew, yes, they are our weekly wonder, launching on Monday with me and Debbie. I thought I'd missed it. You say, no, you've not missed them. Just a bit of a preview. And Sandy says, you can make the boxes ahead of time and assemble them as you need them. It will let you store them easier until you need them. Loads of lovely comments coming through. Loads of exciting goodies as well coming up over the coming days. And keep commenting summer. In the next sort of 7 or 8 minutes, going to be announcing who has won Sarah's bundle of her summer picks. Celebrate the good times. Do you want to have a quick look at this? Which is what we're going to be using next, actually. It's a lovely collection, this one. Still available for you. Just a collection which is all about celebrating loads of successes, celebrating, people who passed their driving tests, people who've passed an exam, people who have perhaps, retired, all sorts of different celebrations covered off. And you can see in here, make a wish, bon voyage, sorry you're leaving, cheers to you, follow your dreams, reach for the sky. Some brilliant sentiments in there. Going to be looking at this more tonight in masterclass as well from 5. But look at all the dies in here. Make your own graduation cap in there. These are brilliant. You've got your trophy that you can make as well with the little stand. For anyone perhaps who's moving home or maybe first-time buyers, you can build your own house. This one's incredible as well with that medal. I love that. Any kids perhaps are doing sports day soon, they win. My daughter's doing sports day at school tomorrow. She's doing the javelin. So look out. I think they use the proper ones as well. Anything could happen. You've also got your bunting there too, which is fantastic. So bunting for all sorts of different occasions. Use your alphabet dice to be able to kind of spell out little messages on those. And you've got the cute little aeroplane as well. So anyone perhaps going on a holiday of a lifetime or maybe moving abroad, whatever it might be. All those dies in there for all of those different celebrations. And then you've got your Celebrate the Good Times pad, which is brilliant. One of those pads again, actually, like a lot of the ones we've been doing recently, where I mean, that one's quite celebratory, isn't it? Like a confetti cannon, like the one that went off yesterday and scared us all. But look, you've got kind of like your wood design in there. You've got your diagonals. You've got sort of ditzy florals in there. Lots of different designs and colours for all sorts of different occasions, not just to be used with this collection is what I'm trying to say. As I say, we'll have a look at that in more detail a little bit later on tonight, but that is Celebrate the Good Times. And also tonight as well, a look at the Coastal collection. If you've not yet seen that or if you've missed out on that, do not worry. We have a small amount of those back in stock as well. Nana Kim says, if you make a brown bottom and cut the box top a little shorter, you could make a piece of pie. I love that.
Oh, yes.
And Sherry Byrne says, love that you are previewing next week's stuff as well. That is what it is all about, getting you excited for next week and also getting you excited for what's coming up today. Don't forget, we have got 60-minute deals coming your way in just over an hour. And if you're in the US, you're going, oh, well, that's not for us, is it? Because they don't do tariff deals there, tariff-free deals. Ha, you're wrong. They're all tariff-free on 60-minute deals at 2 o'clock. So make sure you join us. And then masterclass at 5 tonight, following on with lots of deals and lots of things that we've shown you from this particular show. Just before we head off, though, after our Crafty Summer Special, Debbie has one more, a little craft that she wants to show you. Is it invitations?
It is. I just wanted to show you how you can do an invitation. We've got some samples of the Celebrate in style, but I wanted to show you this one because it's ones like this where you've got the bunting that you can use to make your invitations. They're really pretty and really easy to do. So just by cutting the buntings out, putting them onto buntings, having them all down this card, these are quick, easy makes that you can be then inviting people to parties, which are going to work really well. I love this one. This is for a 40th birthday card, so I wanted to show you this one. So if you wanted to send out party invitations for 40th birthday or a 50th or a 60th, whatever the age, you could just put them onto here, and it's a brilliant collection to be able to make invitations with, and I absolutely love this. You get the Let's Celebrate. You can literally write invite on there if you wanted to do, but I think both of those cards really show how you can just do an invitation card really quickly and easily, because bunting really celebrates a party, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So if you're making invitations for a party, and actually if you're celebrating for weddings, a great wedding invite as well, just by putting pretty bunting, maybe doing it in the wedding colours. So lots of different ways that you can be doing them, and I think you will absolutely love those.
More on that a little bit later on. As I say, we've got a fantastic show lined up for you tonight, including the everyday scenes. We've got the Vintage Carnival, also Vintage Circus. There's loads of stuff coming up for you. Just to very quickly, we're going to announce the winner in just a few moments' time. So thank you to everybody who has commented summer over the course of the show. We have a winner's name who we'll mention in just a few moments' time. But just before we go, Debbie, can we just have one final look at the cake toppers there? Because I think they are absolutely fantastic.
They're so cool, aren't they? So I've got them on the cakes here. I've got some additional ones that we've put beside them. Just really lovely ways that you can use them. And the best thing about cake toppers is the fact that you can use any dies that you've got in your stash, whatever you've got in your stash. I love the butterfly one. So if you've gone for the kaleidoscope of butterflies, they're the butterflies that you could be creating out of them, and they look fabulous. But if you've just got flower dies and you want to be creative with those, don't they look cute?
Yeah,
I mean,
do.
for summer parties, for birthdays. I'm actually thinking, I know someone said earlier about the putting little cake toppers with the little treasures, the little baby
monsters.
ones. New little monsters, yes, putting them on there. But also I'm thinking of tiny treasures for new baby showers. You could be making all your own toppers for baby showers as well. But just have a look and see what you've got in your stash, and just be creative with these, because I just think they look absolutely beautiful no matter what you put on them. And I'm now thinking, what about Christmas toppers? All the collections that we might be coming out, all little Santa Claus toppers. There's something that you can really craft with the kids in the summer holidays, aren't they? Little toppers that they can do. And if you're worried about the cocktail sticks, just get some scissors and trim the end off, which makes them less sharp, and then the kids can get involved as well, and they're going to love them.
Absolutely, they are. So much love for this show coming through, so thank you for that. Karen says that paper pad is just full of happiness, lots of bright colours. Thank you everyone who's commented in this show. As I mentioned, we were asking you to comment the word summer for the chance to win Sarah's Picks bundle, and we have picked a name. So if I mention your name now, then you'll need to message us below, ctvprizes@crafterscompanion.co.uk, and that person is Judith Cullum Elsden. Well done, Judith. Congratulations. If you just send us a little message and say I won on the Crafty Summer Special, then we will get your prizes out to you, handpicked by Sarah. So that is rather nice, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Paul Prince ×4 says, now I want a cupcake. I want a cupcake as well, actually.
We can have a cupcake.
Are we all going to get to eat them now? Liam and Johnny in the gallery are like, well, yeah, we want cupcakes. Sure, we want cupcakes. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Debbie, for a lovely show. A little bit different, but a lot of fun now, and I feel all summery now.
Yes, I know. It does make you feel summery, doesn't it? I love it. And the sun's shining, so what better way? Make cake toppers, make invitations, and definitely you'll be wanting to make those fruit boxes on Monday.
Listen, we are back with you in an hour's time for 60-minute deals. Make sure you're here. You know the drill on that one, right? The deals will go live in about an hour's time, and they will be live for the entirety of the show. Debbie and I will rattle through those for you. You fill up your carts and baskets, and then they'll be gone 10 minutes after. So make sure you're here. And remember, all tariff-free deals as well. And then tonight, live at 5, we've got a brilliant masterclass. So listen, stay with us here on Crafters TV. We'll see you in just a bit. Bye for now.